Hi there, and welcome to our seed bomb and guerrilla gardening session, brought to you by Sherburne County 4-H. This is a part of our Learn by Doing summer project kits, and we have these virtual sessions to accompany them, so it can kind of walk you through and give you some additional information while you do your project kits. So you can learn at home this summer by doing, which is what 4-H is all about. My name is Danielle Ganji, and I am the Extension Educator for Sherburne County 4-H.
And I am Isabella Sexton, and I am the 4-H Summer Intern for Sherburne County 4-H, originally from Iowa.
So, Isabella, what's your favorite kind of plant?
My favorite kind of plant are specifically flowers, but I would probably say a hydrangea flower.
Ooh, that was on my list, but I'm going to have to go with, I also like flowers, especially like wildflowers and stuff, but I'm going to have to go with a lilac just because I love how they smell. Yeah. But I also like stumbling upon like wild raspberries and things like that, so.
Awesome.
We encourage you guys, think about what your favorite plants are too. What do you love stumbling upon when you're outside? All right, now I'm going to give you an overview of your project kit. If you haven't picked this up at the office, our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and you can pick up your very own guerrilla gardening kit. Make sure you sign up online before you come and get one. But we're going to look through this, see what's inside, and how you can use it. So let's check out what's inside the project kit. Oh, this is important. This is your activity guide. So it'll say seed bombs and guerrilla gardening at the top and tell you all about this cool project that you'll get to do at home. You'll get to make your very own seed bombs to plant secretly or otherwise in your local community, maybe in your own yard, maybe at a loved one's house or out in the community. But guerrilla gardening is something that was started a long time ago as a way to kind of serve the community and secretly beautify areas that may have been like left alone for a long time and just aren't that pretty anymore. And so one way that people would do this was by making seed bombs and either throwing them across an old abandoned lot or in the median of a road, or other places that just needed a little prettying up. So this will teach you how to make seed bombs. You have a lot of supplies in your kit to make them. You're only going to need a few things from home. In your kit, you have the soil, clay powder, and some seeds for you to use, a variety of seeds that you can choose from. But you're going to also want from home a watering device like a spray bottle or watering can, something to cover your surface because this activity does get messy, trust me. Gloves if you don't want to get your hands super dirty. Plastic bag, again, if you don't want to get super dirty, if you don't want to mix with your hands. And then if you want a size comparison, a dime or a marble to kind of make sure your seed balls are kind of in the right track. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to read through to make sure you have. There's a little paper plate, and this is to dump your seeds on so that you can see them easier and pick them up. Some information about 4-H. Like compost or like potting soil, this is what you'll mix with the clay powder to make the seed balls. This is the clay powder, and be careful with it. It's very dusty and dry, so make sure you're in a well-ventilated area when you do mix these. I recommend doing it outside. And then you'll also find a variety of seeds. I have some flower seeds here, chives and marigolds. It's another kind of flower. And you'll probably have 3 to 4 different options. You can make all one kind or a variety of different seed balls for you to use. And I'm not going to walk you through exactly how to do it. The directions in your kit should help you with that, but you'll mix it first, and then once you're rolling the balls, then you'll add the seeds. That's kind of the last step before you let them dry. So you can kind of pick and choose what kinds you want to make. And then when you're done, you'll have a bunch of little seed balls. The kit should help you make about 20 to 30, depending on the size, but they will dry and get hard. And then you can plant these in the ground. And they're really great because they help protect from animals when they're in this form, and it helps kind of increase their odds of growing. So good luck making yours and have fun exploring all the supplies that are found in your kit.
Now we want to think about how you will be sneaky like guerrilla gardeners are when they are planting their seed bombs. We think that we challenge you to brainstorm ways that you can be sneaky while planting your seed bombs. You can create a list or a list in your brain. And an example of this is to think about when you play hide and seek. How do you hide and stay undercover without people hearing you or spotting you when you are running around and finding the perfect hiding spot?
Those hide and seek skills might come into play when you are being guerrilla gardeners. Now, I do want to remind you that we don't want you guys to get in trouble for sneaking around places that you shouldn't be. So make sure you ask permission and ask a grown-up to help you pick the perfect spot for planting your seed bombs. Here are some ideas to get you inspired of where maybe you could be a guerrilla gardener. But think about local places in your neighborhood, maybe even in your own yard, in your community, that just could use some sprucing up. Maybe they're abandoned or a lot of the plants in the area have died and you could change that. So here's some examples of some real guerrilla gardeners in action. You can see they're just on a sidewalk, around an old tree stump, or in the median of a road, even on the curb. Maybe there's some spots where you could add some flowers to, make it prettier to look at. Maybe you even have some spots in your own yard that, especially with this heat in summer, needs some attention. And so you could plant some seeds and see what comes up and see if those seed bombs that you make will germinate in some places in your local community.
Yeah, and after planting your seed bombs, you may have to revisit the area to see if anything came up and started growing.
Yeah, check back in. Maybe it'll even inspire you to do some more landscaping or something.
So at the end of our presentation, we would like to know what techniques you think you will use to be sneaky, and maybe think about it before you go out to plant your seed bombs. Have a goal for yourself and then reflect on how it went when you're all done. Brainstorm what areas you think you will have permission to practice guerrilla gardening in, because like Danielle said, it is really important to make sure that what you are doing you have permission to, and that it is legal and you won't break any laws in that process.
Mm-hmm. Some real life guerrilla gardeners, sometimes they do their work at night to be sneaky, or they use the seed bombs and actually throw them places in the hopes that maybe they'll take root just by throwing them on some abandoned lawns or things like that. So maybe you can practice and experiment with different ways to use yours.
Thank you all for joining us. We are very excited to hear about all your guerrilla gardening adventures, and we hope that it all goes well for you.
If you complete your project, be sure to take pictures, and you can send them to the 4-H office at the contact information found in your kit.